Good morning. My name is Jodi. I'm from the UK. I am a 51-year-old mother of a beautiful 21-year-old daughter who was diagnosed back in February with stage 4 stomach cancer that had metastasis to my ovaries. My prognosis was the worst you could expect. I was told that I had 6 to 12 months to live. There was no cure for my cancer. I was offered chemotherapy in the UK, but I was told that it wouldn't cure the cancer, it wouldn't shrink it. There was nothing that they could do, that it was just going to ease my pain, ease my symptoms. And when I asked my oncologist if I would see my daughter walk down the aisle, he said no, I wouldn't. That wouldn't happen. And I asked if I was going to ring the bell, like you see people do when they get the all clear. And he told me that I wouldn't be ringing the bell, and that I wouldn't. It wasn't going. That wasn't my journey. My journey was that I had 12 months to live, which was obviously horrendous. I went on to ask if I could change anything. Is there anything I could do? Could I change my diet? Could I exercise more? Could I work on myself? And they just said no. There's nothing really that I could do. The best thing to do was to go home and to live my life, enjoy my family, have some cake, eat what I wanted, don't really worry about exercise. It wasn't really in the bigger picture. It wasn't really worth it. If I felt tired, just rest, just sleep all the time. If I needed to, stay in bed. So really, go home, enjoy my family, and that was it for me, which that wasn't going to happen. I wasn't going to accept that. Not at 51, not as a very healthy, vibrant, positive person. It wasn't in the equation for me. So we started as a family, my partner and my sister, who were incredible, started researching the things I could be doing. So I instantly went onto a ketogenic diet, which I changed straight away. I upped my exercise. I stayed very, very positive. I stayed very focused. I stayed very visual. And we started to look into different things. I was using the press pulse, I think they describe it as, method to my cancer. And I was using the metabolic approach. I was having hyperbaric treatment, vitamin C infusions, mistletoe therapy, along with distilled water and my diet, and finding the root cause of why I had developed this awful diagnosis. We looked into lots of different clinics and researched a lot. We had a lot of information from Thomas Seyfried, and he talks about Dr. Slocum a lot and about ChemoThermia, and I kept coming back to ChemoThermia all the time. But it was a huge thing for me to do, coming from England and coming to Turkey. I didn't speak the language. I was very scared about things going wrong. I didn't want chemotherapy. I wanted to do it naturally, and I was pulsing it, but it started to spread, and I just knew there was something else that I needed to do. So we looked into the clinics, and like I say, ChemoThermia kept coming up all the time, and all the information about Dr. Slocum. So we made the appointment. I had the appointment with Dr. Slocum, and I can get very emotional talking about it. From the first Zoom appointment we had, the consultation with him, I just knew I had to come. I knew it was the place for me. I knew I had to be here. And I remember asking Dr. Slocum, like I'd asked other, my oncologist and other doctors, if I was worth it, if I was worth being here. And I can remember his face, and he looked right at me, just confused and shocked that somebody would ask if they were worth it. And he just looked right at me and told me that I was very worth it. So within 2 hours, I booked my flights, found accommodation, and we came here. And I can say it is the most amazing, the best thing I ever did. So that was on the Friday, I think, and on the Sunday, we were here. We were in Turkey. We were treated incredibly, just amazing by all the guys that work here, the guys that take you from wherever you want to go. If you want to pick up something, we need to be taken to a scan or just to be to be heard. It was amazing. And they picked us up from the airport. And my first experience was on the Monday morning. I was picked up at 7:30 a.m. by our pal, and I was taken to the clinic here to have my first IV put in. I was then at my scan by 8 o'clock. By 9:50, I had had my scan results in my hand of my PET scan within 2.5 hours. It took me 3 weeks to get a scan at home. I wasn't even offered a PET scan. They told us that I didn't need one. It wasn't worth it. I had a CT scan. By 2 o'clock, I'd had my results from Dr. Slocum, which again would explain to me in full. And he looked at me again and explained my diagnosis and what I was going to be doing and treatment, and told me how important it is. And I know how important it is, that the treatment is very important. Obviously, the chemotherapy, the hypothermia, the hyperbaric, all of it, all the infusions. But my mindset and my physical and emotional was so important, and they stress it so much. And it is so, so important to stay focused, to stay positive, to stay happy, to stay as healthy as you can is so important. And the clinic has been the most amazing place you could ever wish to be. The staff, they're not staff. They care for you. They want you to get better. They will you to get better. They hate seeing you poorly. They hate seeing you sick. And I wasn't really very sick. Obviously it's a very grueling, it's not an easy thing to be doing, being away from home, but Istanbul's beautiful. It's warm. It's friendly. It's blue skies when you walk out the clinic. It's just the most amazing place to be. And I can honestly say that from the minute I walked to the clinic, I knew it was the place for me. I knew I had to be here. There's not more, I can't say anything nicer. And anyway, I'll finish by saying that yesterday I had my scan after my 10-week program with ChemoThermia, and I had the most amazing result. I had, from being told that I had 12 months to live, that I wasn't worth anything. I was told yesterday by Dr. Slocum that I had no evidence of active disease in my body. Anybody that watches this, anybody that's going through what I'm going through, knows that that is just the most incredible news anyone could ever expect to have. And it's down to ChemoThermia, it's down to Dr. Slocum and his beautiful, beautiful team, that I know this is not the end, and I know that they said yesterday that it's more important now than ever, that my diet, my mental and emotional state, and this is just the beginning. I know I've not left here. I don't want to leave here. I've left a part of my heart here, and I know this is just the beginning of my journey, but I cannot thank this amazing place, this beautiful haven of loveliness enough. I belong here. Thank you.